Hello everyone, it's Olere, and this is recorded discussion number 3, this time on the Holocaust testimonies of Rudolf Höss and David Olere. So to get started, the Holocaust was the genocide, or mass murder, you couldn't say, on the Jewish people, or of the Jewish people, and other particular minority groups in Germany and the surrounding countries. During World War II, in 1941 to 1945, and that genocide was carried out with extermination camps, those being named Treblinka, Belzec, Sobibor, Kelmna, and Majdanek, if I'm pronouncing them correctly, which doesn't. Anyways, and also Auschwitz, which is the topic of discussion for this recording. So, to get to question number 2, which is technically 1, but number 2, how does this evidence compare with Olere's drawings? And that's referring to the testimonies of Rudolf. One comparison I saw was in image number 2. I don't really know how to turn my camera, but in image number 2, there is bodies stacked on top of each other, like in the doorway, illustrated, and it almost reaches like the top frame of the door, and that is of importance because Rudolf, in one of his testimonies, he said that Auschwitz was, or the chamber in Auschwitz was built to fit 2,000 people, which just goes to show the murder rate that they wanted to just go through their whole extermination process. Another was of the fact that mothers and their children were like the first to go, which is also illustrated in image number 2, I think even, image number 1, and of course image number 3. That parallels again his testimony. I should say that fact parallels Rudolph's testimony with Olere's illustrations, because it shows that again mothers and their children were often the first to go, in particular because the children didn't really have any like capabilities to like help out in the camps, as opposed to the men, who were also illustrated to have been carrying out, the mothers and their children to put into the cremation furnaces, I think is how you call them. So question number 3, moving on. In your opinion, what could have driven seemingly rational people like Höss and other Nazis who were in charge of these camps to carry out a sophisticated human extermination program and normalize it, without thinking there was anything wrong with it? I think it's I don't know how to really put it into words that would make sense, I guess, but it's the balance, again, it's the balancing of having your side, the Nazis. For example, having the Nazis dehumanize the other side, which would be the victims, again, the Jews and other minorities of Germany at that time. And also through the, I guess, just the propaganda that the Nazis, again, let's say the Nazis, because I was going to say the propaganda that your leader, for the Nazis, that your leader, like, puts out, not even the leader, but just overall his party puts out for the country's eyes. So I think that is what really, like, culminates the normality of it, like, overall, like, that's just how it goes about to be normalized, almost in a very morbid way, because you lose sense of your humanity, which each day that passes, and you continue to do those horrific acts. So number 4, suppose you are in 1945, after the war, and you are in a position to draft policies for the US government for post-war Europe. You came across these revelations just a few days ago. What would you recommend the United States should do to address refugees and survivors of the Holocaust? Okay, so I would, again, it's including me in the question, I would probably prioritize rehabilitation of these survivors, because even in the illustrations, and everybody knows, they were malnourished, they were traumatized, they were without families even, which goes to my next point of, I would ensure that the families or the survivors of the families, unfortunately, would at least, like, that there would be at least a priority in ensuring their families' unification if there are any surviving members of their relative circle, I guess you could say. And third priority would be to close it off with housing for the survivors again, because many were displaced during the extermination of World War II. So I think that about covers the questions. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.